everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I hope that everyone is staying safe and sound in this pandemic, and I hope you all doing well today. So yesterday I did a video, an intermediate video for those of you who are at an intermediate level. So today I'm going to be doing a basic video. During the basic videos, I will try to speak slower so that the basic students can understand it as well. Like I said, the 1, 3, 5, 7, the odd number videos will be basic, and 2, 4, 6, or the even numbers will be intermediate. So today will be a basic lesson. Now, if you like my lessons or you want to see my previous lessons, I would ask that you subscribe, and if you like what you see, give a big thumbs up. It helps me to know whether I'm doing a good job or whether I'm not doing a good job in your eyes. I would also appreciate comments because it helps me to improve what I'm doing. Like I said in the beginning, I'm still new at this YouTube stuff and I'm learning as I go along. So for today, we're going to be continuing with our SVO. If you don't know what that means, then you should look at the other videos. But SVO meant subject, verb, object. I went over that in a previous video. We're going to be continuing on that series, and I'm going to give you examples of subjects and objects. And the best way of doing that is to do pronouns. So we have different types of pronouns. Some are used in the beginning where the S is, or the subject. Others are used where the O is at the end, or the object. So we are going to go over pronouns, subject and object pronouns. Some of them are not the same. Some of them are. So I hope everyone can see on the board. Yesterday I got a comment that the words were a bit blurry, and I didn't realize that, and I apologize. So I made it a little bigger today, so I hope everyone can see it. So a pronoun is used in place of a noun. So a subject pronoun replaces a noun used as the subject of a sentence. Remember, at the beginning of the sentence. So I, you, he, she, they, and it. Those are all considered subject pronouns. For example, Mark wanted to ride the horse. So we could change Mark, which is a boy's name, to he. He wanted to ride the horse. Bigger for you. Okay. Sean and James went to camp last summer. So Sean and James are two people. They went to camp last summer. So we can change Sean and James, which is two people, to they. An object pronoun replaces a noun used after an action verb. Remember, I told you that the verb is in the middle. So the subject comes before it and the object comes after it. So I want you to think of a verb as the boss of a sentence. So the boss decides where everyone goes. almost like the wife. The wife decides where the husband goes and where the children go. So the verb is like the boss or the wife of the family or the sentence family. Okay? So you need to look for the verb in order to know whether you need a subject pronoun or an object pronoun. Okay. So me, you, him, her, it, us, and them. Those are all object pronouns. So they would always go after the subject, the verb. So Clarissa went with Mandy and Joe to the circus. Notice the verb is went. So that means it becomes an object pronoun. So Mindy and Joe become them, two people. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do some practice with some sentences. So let me just get the other slide up. Okay, so we're going to be changing these words to pronouns. See the underlined words to pronouns. So for example, Terry asked Dad to pass the potatoes. Now, Terry could be a boy. Terry could also be a girl. Generally, in English, if it ends in an I, it's a girl, but it's not always the case. So instead of saying Terry, let's just say she. Okay? It's probably a she, but we don't know. Okay? Asked Dad. Okay? Dad would be him. So she asked him to pass the potatoes. So potatoes would be them, because potatoes is a plural word. So we cannot say it, we have to say them. Anytime we have plural, it's always them, whether it's a person, a place, or thing, it doesn't matter. Plural is always them. Okay. Next. Sue and Mary took the puppy on the trip. So, Sue and Mary are two girls. Two, you would have to say they. It doesn't matter whether it's two boys, two girls, one girl, one boy. Anytime there's two for the subject, it's they. Notice took is the verb in the middle. So after took becomes the object. And the puppy, unless we know whether it's a male or a female puppy, we just say it. You know, I'm not trying to downplay animals. I'm just saying we don't know. They obviously can't tell us, so we just say it. Notice it is one of the very few that can be put in the subject or the object. Okay. So they took it on the trip. Okay. Okay. The zoo ranger won't let us feed the wild animals. So again, we don't know if the zoo ranger is a male or a female. We don't know. So for argument's sake, let's just say he. Okay? Won't let us feed. So animals, more than one would be them. So he won't let us feed them. Notice that it's after the verb, so that's an object pronoun. Now, pay attention to the next one, because I will explain this. Many people get confused with this. So Tom and I. I don't know who Tom is, but he's with I. Whenever we combine I with another person, it doesn't become they, it becomes we. So that's always, another person and I always becomes we. So we painted, the fence would be it, quickly. Notice painted is the verb. Why are Lee and Stella cutting the bush in the backyard? So Lee and Stella, two people, most likely two girls. Doesn't matter because it would still be they. Okay, now pay attention here because you're thinking are would be the verb. No. When they're asking a question, you have to go to the next verb. So the subject actually starts with Lee. Okay. Then you would have cutting, which is the verb, and then the bush would be it. So why are they cutting it in the backyard? I know it may sound confusing, but remember, we have the VSO in a question. The verb is in the middle, in the beginning, I'm sorry. So then we come to subject. Okay? Now, if there's another verb after that, then you have to look at that verb and then the object. Okay? If it's not, then it's a different story. So I believe we have one more sentence here. Carlos lent his basketball to Roberto and me. Okay, so Carlos is a boy, so he lent, which is the verb. His basketball would be it, because a basketball is a thing, to. Now, just like another person and I becomes we, another person and me becomes us. So Carlos lent his basketball, or Carlos lent it to us. Okay? So you can practice this with any sentence. You just take a sentence, and then you just change the pronoun. Now, like I said, you need to find the verb in order to know whether it's a subject pronoun or an object pronoun. Remember, it can be both. The word you can be both as well. So you have to be careful about that. I thank everyone for watching my video. Please give me a thumbs up if you like it. Please subscribe so you can find out whenever I post new videos. My next video will be an interesting video on why English is so difficult, and it will be an intermediate video. Okay? And please, I appreciate any comments that I can get. They really help me to improve myself, as well as give you what you need. If you're looking for a specific lesson, you can ask for it, and I will try to do my best to give it to you. I thank you, and I hope everyone stays safe.